Sorry about that, Chuck.
Sorry, Chuck. We're so professional. We have so much. We have so much money that we can spend.
Rand, I need another episode of Fully Cinematic.
But yeah, I'm so excited about this. So we'll let's get him on. I was reading some stuff about him, so he's out there. Well, this is gonna be interesting because the way I see it, this is gonna be, and I'll talk to him when he comes on as well. Of course, I mean I haven't talked to the man in God, I can't even tell you the last time we worked together. It's been years. 90. Let's see, since 2009. That's the last time I talked to Chuck. Oh my God, Chuck! Oh my gosh, you have not changed a bit, my friend. Oh my gosh, you haven't aged. What's going on with you?
Get out of here. He must be the video. Must be distorted.
You're drinking the right water or something. So, oh my gosh, man. Well, Rand is on. Rand is I met, and actually I was going to talk to you about, I don't know how much time we got. I know you're a busy man, you're limited, but I was just telling Rand, I said, one of the things I got to do is catch up with him. I had talked to the man. We worked together at another company, and I was going to kind of tell a little bit about, I remember you in them comics, bringing them by and showing us, and I was like, what is he doing? You know, he's just doing them comics, but I knew you had a talent, but
it paid off.
It paid off. Absolutely. Perseverance and everything. So I've read up some stuff, and now Rand's been studying. Rand is the one I'm probably got to be quiet and let him ask you all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so Rand, Chuck, Rand. Rand,
nice to meet you, man.
Rand's my movie buddy. He and I met at the gym, and we just started all of a sudden talking about it. Once we passed by each other, and we make a comment about a movie or something, something with entertainment, and it just clicked. So he and I just decided, you know what, we like talking about it. When we have time, we're going to do podcasts, and we're not pros or the big time like the sci-fi people I saw you being interviewed with or interviewed by. So you done hit the big time for us. And I told Rand, I said, you know what, if we're going to grab him, we better do it right now before it gets even bigger. So
it's all good, man. I think I suck at these interview things, but it's all good. It's all fun. So
but anyway, so now let me ask you a question before we get started. And I know we're recording, but is there anything you want to shy away from? Anything is there a way that you prefer to be interviewed? Is there, I don't know. We're just doing this for fun. We're just doing it out of I just don't want to go any, we want to have a good time. I want to hear about what you've been up to and how you got into this whole, in fact, you know what? We're already in this, everybody, because our time is counting down. But we
can just wing it. Nothing really off limits, nothing crazy, but nothing's off limits.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I know you probably signed them contract with, you can't disclose certain stuff here or there and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, all right. So Randy, you ready to just go ahead and let's proceed with this?
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm just going to, all right. And Chuck, I'm nervous. So let me just calm down.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. Everybody, Fully Cinematic, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We have a special guest. We have Chuck Brown, who's with I used to work with previously, but I found out that this man has hit the big time with his comics and his skills at drawing, and we're going to talk about that. I want to catch up on his past a little bit, find out what he's been up to, and get to this big news. But like, subscribe, comment, give us your feedback on this show. We think it's going to be a great one. And we are very flattered and honored to have Chuck Brown here with us. And we appreciate it, Chuck. So thank you for joining us.
John and Rand, I appreciate you guys inviting me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. So
in ages, man.
I know.
Corporate America days, man.
See, I'm still in that corporate world. I don't know if you are, but I'm still doing the 9-to-5 thing.
Right. I just left in February. Actually, I've been at a day job forever, man. So.
Oh. Yeah. Well, now, when did you? All right. So, for the listeners out there and the viewers, so you and I worked at an IT company here locally. Right. When did you actually start? Were you and I at that same company the whole time? Because I left. I started there in I think 98, and then I left I think in 2009.
I think I was at the company and it went through two name changes while I was there, and I think I started in 2004.
Okay.
In the mailroom, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
and then I became a business analyst.
Yep.
Yeah,
And just moving on up.
yeah.
Well, and this kind of segues in for everybody that's listening. So Chuck and I, which I'm not going to say anything otherwise. I don't know him as Chuck, but that's all right. He's got a new name now. So, which is good.
People know my real name's Charlie Brown. I think
It looks good. It looks good on you. Yeah, because every time I'd say, well, Charlie, and I'm like, no, he goes by Chuck. But for our audience, so I remember, and I don't know if Chuck would be drawing and
writing. I'm actually a writer.
A writer, but you had images.
I had a bunch of drawings from the artist.
Yeah, you had drawings and stuff, and I could just tell. I mean, it was so talented. I mean, and how long have you been doing that?
Oh man, I've been probably hustling for 20 plus years in comics. When you and I worked together, I was with a local studio called 803 Studios. We kind of just put out our own comics and went to small cons and and we're just a bunch of guys that want to be published, and we just created comics out of love, man. It's a lot of hard work and sweat, and I used to do comics while I was working, at the job. So it was all just a hustle. Been a long hustle, man.
Well, let me ask you: did you know? And actually, Rand has met this person as well. When Rand used to work with me with my current company, and he's no longer there, but he while he was there, I introduced him to a fellow coworker, and this guy also I don't know, does Scott do? I can't remember if Scott said he does writing as well, but I know he does drawings and does images.
Yeah, I know Scott.
Remember Scott? Did y'all ever talk about that together? Or he's still there as far as I know. And
we talked about it. He's still at the original company we were at.
No, he's there with me at Blue. So.
Yeah, I actually seen Scott at Heroes and Dragons a couple of times. He was there set up.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I introduced him to Rand, and Rand, I don't know if y'all ever carried on any other conversations after that, but Scott,
we did because Scott showed me a bunch of his illustrations, and we were kicking around some ideas because we were thinking about me writing and him doing the illustrations, but we didn't we never really actually got anything physical done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's really cool guy. Yeah.
So how were you doing? So how did you like during school when you were growing up and everything? Have you just always had this one of the
wait, John, before we get into that, let's for the people who don't know, you did mention that Chuck was big time. What you mean by that is the fact that Chuck is the writer of the Bitterroot
series. Yes.
As well as the On the Stump comic series. He's also got a Black solo series out that just dropped this month, right?
Black Manta, yeah.
And he's also written The Punisher and Wolverine, and that Bitterroot comic actually looks like it's going to be turned into a movie pretty soon with Ryan Coogler as producer and Regina King as director.
Correct.
Hush your mouth, because I'm already telling you. Now, you had better get me Regina King's autograph. That's all I'm telling you right here now. See if the woman will let me tell you, Regina King is unbelievable. I love her. So she's amazing. So yes, so we won't go too far back, but I did want to just kind of get a background of how you got, because you think about it, you're going from, I don't know how far back you went, how young you were when you knew you want to be a writer, and now you made it up this far to where you're, Hollywood big time, I guess, if you want to call it that.
I guess you can call it that. But I guess when I was younger, my brother dumped a bunch of comics on my bed that he got from somewhere, and I just fell in love with comics. And around 10, 11, 12, and so when I used to create characters, give them names and origins, and I wrote little small stories about them, but I never really imagined myself as a writer. I just couldn't see that as a writer. And it wasn't until I went to college when I actually, like I said, met individuals that were into comics with the way I loved them, and I really actually started writing and trying to break into the business and doing a lot of self-publishing and going to cons and networking and meeting people. And just over time, I just eventually got that big break where I did a book with Sanford Green, and we did a creator-owned project called Rotten Apple that went through Dark Horse. And then from there, I just kind of kept hustling, meeting people, going to cons. I got the Quiet Con through Dark Horse. teamed up with Sanford and David and did Bitterroot, and then Bitterroot kind of blew up, and here we are. So.
Well, I was reading. So all right, so I did see the sci-fi interview, and I started it, and of course people kept interrupting me, and I never did get to finish. I got to go back and finish it. So, but it's 3 of you, right? You got that are on the Bitterroot series.
Right, I'm a co-writer with David Walker and Sanford.
Okay. And I think I read David's. I read something that David put on. I had he had been interviewed, and I can't remember who it was that did it, but he was talking about how he was such a cynical, pessimistic person, and I'm like, God, okay. But later on, did you read that particular interview, or
I didn't, no,
yeah?
I know he's pessimistic.
But he turned around and talked about how he wanted to, try to bring out the positive in people and try to help turn things around, especially with a lot of the stuff that's happened the last couple of years with African American men and young men and all the different the movement with Black Lives Matter and the young men that are unfortunately targeted. So how did is that where y'all got together and decided that's kind of how Bitterroot needed to come from? I mean, I love the whole background of Bitterroot, but what's the?
It started out where originally Bitterroot was mostly about Dr. Sylvester coming from that point of view, where his hate, pain that kind of turned him into sort of a villain in a sense, where he wanted to basically avenge his people in a way with using the power of these demonic entities, basically. And Sanford and I were working on it in the beginning, and then Sanford had to stop doing Primary and Iron Fist, and I kind of put Bitterroot, to the side, and I started working on other things. And before that, for years, I used to watch David online, watch his tweets and stuff like that, and seeing another brother that basically openly admitted that had issue with depression, like I did. That was a huge impact on me. The brother issue with depression, and he writes comics. That was a huge eye opener to me. And David and I, Sanford introduced David to me, and we all started talking. They wanted to do something about Harlem, and Sanford and I already had Bitterroot kind of going. Yeah, kind of came together, and we kind of developed all our ideas, and here we are. So.
Man, well, Rand, I've been taking up. I'm not trying to take over the spotlight, so I know you probably have some questions. So I'm gonna let you throw them out there if you got anything you want to comment on or.
I mean, I'm good. I know you guys have history, so I'm good. I got questions, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
Don't spoil the
reunion. Yeah, I don't want to spoil the reunion.
Well, have you seen anybody else that we used to work with, and do they know what? I know you got a big fan on Facebook. I know from I'll call her Mary B. I know Mary B loves you to death.
Mary B is my biggest fan in the world.
She is wonderful, and well, she's here. Mary B, we're promoting you, and you don't even know it. But she's awesome.
No, I don't really see much anybody. Really, just I see people on Facebook that I follow here and there. That's about it. Yeah.
Well, now that you've gotten into this whole new realm, I guess, if you would, how do you feel? Do you see yourself changing any at all? Or do you feel intimidated by some things? Or you feel very positive about your future going forward? I mean, how do you, where's your mindset right now? I mean, I'm just curious.
It's always the way, I'm pretty much the same as I've always been. Doing comics when I was sub-publishing, you have people reading your work, right? So it's like you're putting yourself out there, it's like an exposed nerve. You're open to criticism, you have to do interviews and podcasts and things of that sort. And I'm an introvert, right? And I have anxiety. So it's still pretty much the same. It's still that, when I'm in a script and I'm creating and I'm getting art back from artists and learning, there's that high and that really that feeling of fulfillment of getting the artwork back and creating that makes it all worthwhile. And dealing with the anxiety of doing podcasts and interviews, being an exposed nerve, that's something that kind of goes with the territory. Yeah. But the more you do it, the easier it gets.
I was going to ask you, because I'm telling you, my thing is, since Rand and I started this podcast, again, we're small, we're still starting out, but I am my own worst critic. And I don't know if you ever remember that, because in fact, I was going to see if you could remember, I used to have a bigger chin. It's getting a little bit, it's back up big again. It used to be small. I mean, I'm so self-critical of myself. And then here Rand is on the other side, this young guy, he's buff and built like a beast. I mean, just crazy. But so I'm fearful about what people might think of me, like watching me on video. And when Rand puts his videos out, I'm scared to death about the kind of reaction we might get. But I guess it kind of goes with the fact that you're never going to be able to please everybody 100%.
No.
And I guess even with your comics what the work that you do, you're always got to get I guess no matter what you do in life, you're going to have critics no matter what. Right. And it's just a matter of how you respond to them is,
And how you manage it, everybody manages a different way. When Black Manta first came out, I couldn't read any reviews. When number one came out, I didn't want to read any reviews or comments on Twitter, things of that sort. And other than that, I just honestly try to meditate and just keep creating what I love. And if I enjoy it and I love it, I keep moving. That's all you can do, man. You can't really dwell on what other people think because it'll drive you nuts.
Well, so what kind of things are you getting invited to? I mean, like are you going to schools to help mentor younger people? Are you getting invited to these bigger celebrity parties? Are you getting invited to? I mean, how's your world change?
Oh, I mean, just dealing with the whole the Hollywood stuff. That's like a whole another world. It's a really strange environment. Trying to learn all the twists and turns of that realm.
I bet it is.
Right. And as when I create on property, it kind of has to go into that whole process of that whole Hollywood realm. I do create comics out of love of comics. Don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, you got to provide for your family. Just like when I was working, we work for. That's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Now I get to do something that I love and enjoy.
All right. Well, they say if you're doing something you love, that everything else will fall into place. And that's what I've tried to teach my children. And my daughter, she's in nursing and she loves it. She works with infants and NICU and she loves that. And my son is finding his way and he seems to be very happy. And that's really what you hope for, and even for my friends, I just won't, I don't like seeing anybody, down or out or, but I tell you, this whole thing, one of the things that gets me going is just the love of entertainment. I go to movies. I try to go. I've got a couple of friends that I try to meet up with at least once a week to go and just see the different things out there. Rand and I are constantly, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? Or now, it's just, but this whole, now I will say though, and y'all got to reel me in on this.
I'm gonna have to, you know what? I want to put you on the spot, John. Since we got Chuck right here as a witness.
Okay.
Since you and Chuck are actually friends, and he's got one of his projects, a comic book that's going to be turned into a movie. Mm-hmm. You, as a lifelong comic book movie hater, are you actually going to watch the Bitterroot movie?
I'm not a comic book movie hater. Now you're going to scare the man off the channel. He won't want it to be. No, let me explain.
The movies out there.
My thing is, there are things. I mean, I like Iron Man. I like Ant-Man.
Like Shang-Chi?
Oh, I love Black Panther. And which one?
Shang-Chi. Just came out.
It just came out earlier.
Oh, I didn't see that one yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Actually, for the first time in like 8 years, I think 8-9 years, I went to a drive-in to actually see Shang-Chi.
What'd you do? Go down to Beaufort? Or did you go to Monetta, or where'd you go?
Big Mo, yeah, Monetta, yeah.
Monetta? Yeah. Oh, Big Mo. I can't get my wife to go there. I've been wanting to go there forever.
Really?
She says it's too far. We live in Blythewood, so she's like, it's just way too far.
It's a good drive.
The Big Mo started having triple features lately.
Oh my Lord! Well, if you don't have to work, I guess you can go and watch 3 back-to-back films. But I still work. I have to be up at 7 and get online at 7:30, 8 o'clock. But Rand just gives me a hard time because I mean, of the genre. Now believe this or not, I was an avid comic reader when I was much younger, and my dad.
What?
Yes. But
this is a scoop for me. I knew.
Scoop of the day. Johnson used to read comics. I did, but it wasn't fighters and heroes and stuff. Mine was more on the dark
Detectives.
side. Detective was good. Dark side, anything supernatural. The spooky ones. And my dad came home one time with a box and some of these comics, and we cannot find them now, but they were back I mean, these were some originals, like first edition stuff. And my brother and I have been trying to figure out what happened. We don't know if they tossed them out, just got tired of them being there, what. But anyway.
So what are your beats with comic book movies? Do you think there's too many? There's too many being churned out, or the quality of them, or what?
See, and I love
Chuck. I can't even get John to watch Logan.
What? Logan was okay.
Oh,
Great, but it was
slam. So no,
it was good. It was good. But
I'm gonna watch. It's on my to watch list. I did read with interest last night. In fact, we've got a friend of ours that's well, I'm gonna call her a friend. Emma, you're a friend. Is that okay? She has a blog, and we met her, and she put out there last night talking about the sequel to Black Panther, and I thought it was pretty interesting as to how they were gonna.
I haven't heard anything about that. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, they so of course they're not Chadwick Boseman. That just kills me. I just can't, bless his heart. What a great actor. I hate to see him gone.
Right.
But of course they're not. Well, Rand probably has the scoop better than I do on it, so I certainly don't want to mess it up on this show, on the podcast. But they're going to definitely. I don't think they're going to ignore the fact that he passed. I think it's going to be mentioned that he's passed or had been either killed or died or something in the series. The script itself, I think, it didn't really give much detail because, of course, it's kind of quiet. They're trying to keep it under wraps. So, and they're saying the trailer probably won't come out to the first part of the year, like early 2022. And then I think it's like, have you read, Rand? It's going to be like mid-June, July, somewhere in the summertime, I think. But I mean, that was I think that was an amazing comic film. But at MCU is the only thing that it's like every time I turn around, when I went to the theaters the other night, there was another MCU advertisement. I'm like, what? And how many MCU comics, characters, and this was
there's 25 movies so far.
I get use the source material, so it's gonna be a while, man.
I just didn't realize it was going to spin out like that. I mean, I thought these were like one-off things that would just, and then all of a sudden you get all these, and look, and here I am, MCU people. I'm not bashing the films at all, or other. It's just overload.
Well, John, Chuck did some writing on Black Panther as well, on the comic series.
Well, it was. I did write Black Panther, but it was more like honestly like an advertisement for like Alexis.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it was like a movie tie-in.
Yeah, because he was riding on, he was on top of Alexis in the movie.
Right.
Like a movie tie-in, but I did get to write an actual story with him in it, but it was still like Alexis type thing. But,
Yeah. I love the fact that
downplay it, because I'm proud of what I did, but
yeah,
for sure. But if
I like the fact that you actually did the Black Manta series, because I saw a lot of similarities. To me, Black Manta is kind of like the DC version of Killmonger.
Nice.
Kind of like a what?
Like the DC version of Killmonger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also like when I was growing up, me and my friends, we would always, anytime there would be a character in a movie or a TV show or a cartoon or something, and you couldn't see his skin, we just assumed he was black, and we hoped he was black if he was cool,
Right.
And so it was like, like Destro from G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, but Black Manta was the only one who actually turned out to be black.
Right.
Well, I mean, but okay, so so how do you think about the industry now, Chuck, as far as representation? And do you feel like there's still more to be done for?
I mean, it's not just the industry, just the country and the world in general, man. Like I said, I try to avoid comments on Twitter, but of course, I did look here and there, and I did see some racist stuff here, here and there. But
well, see, I don't get on it, and here's my thing. I try. It's like Rain and I've talked about before, because we have our personal comments and thoughts about things, and and I don't use social media for, and this is just me personally. I don't use social media for. I use it really more for posting my movie reviews, my book reviews, because I have Rand has his blog for movies. I have a group page for music. I have a separate one for movies. I have one for books because I love to read. And other than just comment on the happy birthday and following people, following some of my family. I just don't get into the whole, because I mean, and that's not saying that nobody should stand up for their rights. I mean, I'm not saying that at all. Don't anybody on this podcast think that. I mean, everybody's entitled to what they believe, and everybody, that's what this country's about, is everybody being able to express themselves, or at least that's how it should be.
Right.
But I just enjoy doing this, because this is just, I want to do something that comes away from any sort of negativity.
Right.
And just, and try to be, and I just try to be a civil person. I try to be as kind and respectful to everybody as I can. My mom and dad both brought me up to be that way. And it's like I was telling Randy and I've talked about, it's just being a humanitarian. We're all people, we're all humans. Let's just make this world a better place. And if going to a good movie, or watching a movie, or going to a concert, or reading a good book and talking about it, I'm in a book club. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy. That helps me, helps de-stress, and especially from the, nothing wrong with the corporate world. Most people have to do it, make a living. But it's just awesome to see that you've taken what you've enjoyed and loved doing, and now you're making a living at it. I mean, that's amazing. So I was telling my wife, I said, man, I said, I wish I'd have, not that I'm a good guitar player, but I do love to sing. And I said, I wish I'd have taken that up when I was younger. But I don't think going on 56, going on 60, in the next 4 years, I don't think I'll be making it on The Voice or anything anytime soon. So so I'm just gonna have to get that. You see all that gray up in here, man? It's just all over the place. And you just sitting there, just not a bit of gray in that beard of yours. So.
Oh, you just can't see it, man. I got a filter on.
So what do you do what's your, all right, so you write and you illustrate, but
I don't illustrate.
You don't illustrate at all. You just write. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do for entertainment then? If that's what you're doing for a living now, is that still something you do for entertainment, or have you found a different?
I mean, I watch a lot of movies here and there.
What's your favorite? You got to tell us.
Favorite movie?
Yeah, you got one that's favorite.
That's hard. I don't have a favorite movie that I really enjoy, I guess.
Well, here's one thing that drives Rand crazy. I always told him I never rewatch films. Is there one that you can watch over and over?
Well, one that really just always gets to me, no matter what, is It's a Wonderful Life. It always gets to me every single time.
Wow.
I always get choked up. Yeah, every single time.
Oh man, God.
Interested.
Have you ever watched? Let me ask you. Have you ever watched Citizen Kane and Rosebud? I'm sorry, that's a running joke with me and Rand. That's supposed to be like the number one.
I'm ashamed to say I don't think I have.
No. And all I've ever heard is Rosebud. I just hear that. I see that one scene where the hand just drops and that thing falls out.
Have you watched it? You watched it?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I can't bring myself to watch it. I don't know.
Why can't you bring yourself to watch it?
Well, y'all, this is hard. What, Rand?
Good question.
I thought
it's old, but it's old. I just can't watch these older flicks. I'm like, I got to stay on top of what's new, what's going on, what's current, and get out there and stay on top. I just can't. And it drives my brother crazy because he can watch old 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. I mean, he watches everything up to current, and I'm just like, no, I got to stay with the current stuff.
My wife and I actually watched the Charlie Chan movie last night. You know who that is?
Yeah. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Oh,
it's just so insane seeing that white dude play, It's just so insane, man. But we still watch the whole damn movie. So.
Well, how are y'all doing with the do y'all get to go out? Do y'all go out now? I mean, to the movie theaters with COVID?
Well, like I said, we had to go to the movie theater. So a friend of mine posted online that, he went to the drive-in. I'm like, damn, that's a good idea,
Mm-hmm.
We're about social distancing and mask in the car and watch the movie. So that was the time we've been out as a family in a very long time.
Wow.
We saw like I said, we saw Shang-Chi and we saw Free Guy. It was like a double feature,
Oh, Free Guy. Rand was just telling me about that the other day. I haven't seen that yet, but Rand, what was your opinion of that one?
It was it was something to watch. I'm not going to watch it twice, but I did like that. There was a nice Captain America reference in there.
Oh, that was awesome. That was amazing. Yeah,
that was nice.
What? See, y'all are just so embedded in this mentality that you pick up on these. What do they call them? What do they call those things?
Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, I had to look up what Easter eggs was. That just shows how old I am. I'm like, Easter eggs. And I can't, and it was so fun. When I first heard that reference, I'm looking at the screen going, well, I don't see no Easter egg anywhere. I don't see, you know.
I had to look up what cap means. I had to look that up.
And look,
No, no cap.
well, what is it?
It means
It just means lie.
not lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chuck, how do you think Shang-Chi stacks up with the rest of the MCU? Where you put it?
I think it's right above the first Captain America movie. I think, which is probably my least favorite. I guess Captain America 1.
Yeah.
It was good. You know, I enjoyed it. You know, I love the martial arts. I love the characters. A lot of good jokes. It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by it. You know, what about you?
Right.
What are your thoughts?
I would like to see. I thought they wasted. I looked at some of it as a missed opportunity. Like I would like to see more of well, I guess they don't call him the Mandarin anymore. What's his name? Wu. I like. I mean, they've been teasing him since the first Iron Man movie, so I would like to see him not get bumped in the first movie that they put him in.
Right.
They kind of. I would like to see more of Death Dealer too.
Death Dealer. Which one's Death Dealer?
He was the ninja that wore the blue and he had the mask on, the white mask.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I missed some of them because I'm at the concession stand, you know, getting water and snacks. But
let me tell you, Rand gets down into the nitty gritty. I mean, and my brother said, he's like, you call yourself a reviewer? How can you even review movies and you don't even get down? Rand though gets into the details of everything. I have to give him credit, and he does much better. He's much better doing reviews than I am. So because he gets down into the whole nitty gritty of everything, and I'm more high level, I guess.
Well, John, in the past 5 years, what's your favorite movie that you've seen in the past 5 years? It's not a Marvel movie, is it? I mean, what?
Oh God, Let Him Go was wonderful with Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. That was just crazy. Oh my gosh.
Keep it real, John. You know your favorite movie from the past couple of years.
Oh, wait a minute.
Joker.
We gotta get. All right, hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Joker still just
Love Joker.
That performance.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that was good.
Was in fact, and I did go back to the theater and see that more than once.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking. I guess I was going into it thinking, please don't be like the whole Jack Nicholson thing. Not that he didn't do a great performance and wasn't. And because he did set, I think he said, what am I trying to say? Jack Nicholson did nobody expected that. And at the time it was really a crazy performance, you know? But to me, it was more, I don't know wasn't irony. Yeah, it was just so childish almost in a way.
Right.
But then you go to the opposite thing with this Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, and the way he played it, and you're just like, God, I mean, just insane. I mean, so yeah, I'll say that's probably one of my favorites the last 5 years. So
comic book movie. There you go.
I know. Rand, what was yours? What's yours the last 5 years?
Last 5 years?
He's only got about 20, I think he could probably name.
Might be Rogue One. I like that a lot. I've said a bunch of times.
Oh, he's him and that Star Wars junkie self. So.
Nah, only about. I have select Star Wars movies. I don't like all of them.
Well, that's true. And Chuck, don't even get me going on Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek path. Oh no.
Big fan?
I am not a Trekkie. Are you a Trekkie? Are you a Trekkie or Star Wars?
I'm more Star Wars.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Cool.
70.
All right, guys, looks like we've got about 5 minutes left. Chuck, I didn't know how much time you had, so.
Chuck, let me ask you something. I read in an interview, you supposedly said that you were inspired to create On the Stump because of the 2016 elections.
On the Stump, yes, that's right. That's right.
So have you been inspired to do anything new because of the pandemic or any of the
Oh, good question. Yeah.
Not necessarily the pandemic. Really, it's more or less, I guess, just watching people's reaction to the pandemic and the election and politics and life in general. And I guess this is a little cynical, as David mentioned, but everybody seems a little broken inside. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I am doing a comic book that's kind of about how we're all a little broken and flawed inside, in a sense.
Yeah.
It's more of a, not really as it's as specific as politics or race and religion, but it's more like a broad range of humanity itself and how we've kind of strayed from normalcy in a sense.
See, and let me ask you a question on that. And I'm sorry, Rand, but I asked this question of Emma, who is again a blogger, and she had their own. She's a programmer and she does different things. And I asked her the same question, and that is social media. I mean, think about it. I mean, back when we were at the office, and you and I were working together back in. Were you there at the time when Herbie Robinson was still there and he had his little TV in the cubicle and he would sit there and watch TV, or he had a TV in his, remember that?
I didn't remember the name Herbie, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, just think about it. I mean, because back then, that's, nobody had the social media stuff like we're doing today. How do you think it's more of a, do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? I mean, is it just kind of like it can be used for both? I mean, I don't know what you're, because I feel like, I guess where I'm going is, I feel like sometimes social media, the fact that people can respond, like we talked about earlier about making negative comments or feedback, they feel more brave because they don't have to face that person. They could just throw the words out and hurt them and just be able to kind of shy away from it.
I don't think it's good or evil, man. It's just the people that are on it. Any other tool in this world, it's all about the people that's on it, man. That's what it's all about, honestly. I mean, I use it for for mostly marketing. And what I'm doing and what I'm up to. And it's all about how you take it. When I post something, I don't even post something, they tag me in something about something I'm working on. I can throw up with a comment and see something negative, and that'll like trigger me or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about how you use it, man, and how we how we deal with it. I don't think it's a bad thing or necessarily a good thing. I just think it's something that exists, and we gotta.
It's just like anything else, is how you use it, I guess.
Exactly how you use it, man. And those people are always there,
Yeah.
People, the anti-vax and all the crazy stuff and the negativity. They're always there. We just see them now. We're just out now.
Yeah. I'm just ready to get back to the point. Now, granted, the one thing is being able to go to the theater is kind of nice since it's rather quiet, and you can pick whatever seat you want. But at the same time, the whole thrill of movies to me is being there in that crowded theater with a bunch of people, and like a Star Wars release, everybody's all excited and they can't wait to see what happens, and they see the words scrolling up, and everybody's just like, oh, that's the whole thing about going to a film, going to a movie theater. So to me, it's nice not to have the crowd, but at the same time, you don't feel it's not the same experience as having that group with you. When people clap or applaud or shout for a movie, you feel like you're part of something, and I do kind of miss that. So I know, Rand, you've hit a couple of theaters, right?
Yeah, I went to see Free Guy probably last week, and there were only a handful of people in there. I had it was like you said, I could sit wherever I wanted to. I got another question for you, Chuck. You got any actors floating around in your head? You got a dream cast for Bitterroot?
Oh yeah.
I don't, honestly. People ask me that a lot, but I really don't, man. Did you see One Night Miami?
Yeah,
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I can definitely see the guy that played Jim Brown as
Yes.
Ford. So,
yeah.
The guy that played Malcolm X, I can see him as Owen, things of that sort, because Jenny King has a relationship with those people, so it makes me think, will they pop up, as the guys?
Ah.
It makes me think, so.
Yeah.
She I'm so tickled that she's doing it, because she did such a great job with that film. I mean, directing it, that movie just kept your attention the whole. In fact, Rand and I that's the one we got screeners on that one, right? So we got to see it in advance.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did a show about that one.
Yeah, we did a show about that one too, and it was just amazing. I mean, the whole I don't know. But let me ask you a question. So we're talking about Regina King, though. So I have never watched Watchmen. Have y'all watched it?
Yes.
I've seen the movie and the TV show.
So is it okay? So I guess it's worth my while to dive into it.
Absolutely. I loved it. Did you like it, Ryan?
Yeah.
But I thought that Watchmen was basically like had gotten all these nominations and everybody was raving over it and talking about how different it was. And
I think a lot of fans didn't like it. I think.
I always thought there was a lot of positive noise around it, but I guess I'm wrong. So
I mean, the movie, I'm saying, not the.
I got you. Yeah, the series,
TV show.
yeah, TV show itself. I think is what I had heard a lot of positive about it. So, well, I wondered. So there. So
how'd you what was your thoughts on it, Chuck?
On the TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
Yeah. I love the fact that they opened with the Tulsa massacre.
Right. And I went in not knowing much about it, so it was kind of cool going along that journey, seeing,
how many years is it? Is it one of these 5-year series that you got to sit through like 60 episodes to get caught up on?
No, I mean it's only one season, and I think it. I mean they do flashbacks, but the main story I think takes place over just like a few weeks or a few months.
Oh my gosh. But she's the central character in that, right? I mean, Regina King plays okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is it? Did you? Go ahead, Rand.
I was going to say Louis Gossett Jr. is in the show too.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't. God, I love him. I hadn't seen him in forever. So
and Don Johnson.
Don Johnson, like in Miami Vice.
Yep, same one.
Is in Watchmen, the TV series.
Yeah, sure is.
Oh Lord, I didn't realize he was still around either. So, okay. Well, man. So what? And I think we asked you this. So, and if we did, I'm sorry, Chuck. So, did you have a pick of a director, or y'all? I mean, how did it get picked up? I mean, did y'all just were y'all soliciting it to be picked up, or somebody just did word of mouth get around to some big wigs in the industry and they picked it up? I mean, how did y'all end up actually getting into the?
Normally, when you put out a comic book, that's kind of high profile and the sales are pretty decent, you start getting a lot of inquiries from different companies, and we got a couple from Forbidden Root, but Legendary was the one that had the best deal, and from there we kind of let Legendary do their thing, and we had their top pick of production companies, and we kind of Legendary kind of joked around. We kind of want Ryan Coogler, but he's going to be busy. Ha ha ha. But lo and behold, we end up getting Ryan Coogler, and then they were able to get Regina King on as director. Kind of kept snowballing from there. So
I think I read. So you and David and I'm sorry, what's the other gentleman's name? Y'all are going to be executive producing as well, the film. Yes. So does that mean that you'll have some say? And in other words, is this going to be? So in other words, are you going to have to relinquish your rights to your baby, or are you going to be able to still have some say into how it comes across?
We still have some say how it comes across. And Ryan Coogler was actually buying the comics as they were coming out. He was reading the books. So he cares about.
Oh my gosh!
He cares about the source material. So I really think it's in good hands. So I'm not.
Ooh, I was going to say that. I've always wondered about that. About people, especially people that write books, and of course, I see on Facebook and the book club some we talk about, and the movie sites too, about people that write books and they see their films, the movies that are made end up just destroying. Well, and the most famous one's got to be Stephen King. He's always said he hated The Shining. I mean, and that was made by one of the most famous directors, and he absolutely hated it until it got remade again. I think he liked the TV version much better. But I guess I could see if I wrote something and it was really special to me. Yeah, it would, and it got made into something that you felt like was trash. You'd be heartbroken. So,
but I'm not worried about that. I think Ryan Coogler and Regina really care about the project. So,
are you looking at anything else trying to get picked up, or as far as series, TV, or movies, or
some inquiries about on the Stump, but that happened around February 2020, and the world blew up then. So
right.
didn't work out because of the world kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's right. We're still in that pattern of it's weird how we're revolving. It seems like we're one minute when I think we're getting better, the next minute it's I feel like we're taking some steps back in many capacities. So
yeah, but I think Bitterroot's in pretty good hands with Ryan Coogler because he's got a great track record at adapting other people's work. He breathed new life into the Rocky franchise, and he did a bang up job with Black Panther.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
well, I mean that movie only made what over $1 billion, if not, I mean gazillion. So okay. Well, Chuck, I don't even know what to say. I'm just telling you, I'm so tickled to have you here. And so,
Really good seeing you again, man. It's a great meeting.
I mean, I can't believe, well, if I ever come down to Scratch and Spin, I might be able to see you because Rand apparently lives near there and he's down there a good bit. But I'll have to head down there. Do you go down there frequently or?
Every now and again. I may do a signing here and there, but this weekend I'm going to be PowerCon in Florence, and I'm going to be doing Fayetteville Comic Con, and I'm also doing the Heroes Mini Con in November. So
Now, let me ask y'all a question. I don't mean, of course, well, let me just say this in a nice way. So is Comic Con the same kind of thing as what's the one where the movies where people go dressed up as their favorite characters?
pretty much all Comic Cons do that, honestly.
Yeah.
But Comic Con in
Okay.
San Diego, that's a really big one.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people in costume.
Yeah.
And that's
All right.
unfortunately shut down now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
True. Well, man, it's been great having you on here, Chuck. And yeah, I was telling Rand, I said he just always was just the nicest guy, just very polite, and just you never saw him upset, never, just so even keeled. And it's been a pleasure having you. So hopefully we'll get this out, and I hope our subscribers and fans will like it. I'm sure I can't see how they couldn't. So, and good luck with everything, and let's stay on touch. And I'm definitely gonna be following you. Hopefully you'll be okay if I tag you and follow you on your site. So, but it's been good. So,
yeah,
right,
it's good meeting you, Chuck. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much. All right, have a good one. Thank you, sir. All right, bye.
All right.
Fully Cinematic with Rand and John.
I don't even know what to say to that. But anyway, okay. I've been in all the stress. So you're big time now, so you don't have to worry about the stress like I do. So you and Chuck both gonna be got the big time, and just here I am just oh well.